And well, the death toll after the monsoon that has savaged Kerala has now reached 385. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reached Thiruvananthapuram late on Friday night and will take an aerial survey at 8 a.m. this morning. In fact, Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan is likely to join in that aerial survey with the Prime Minister, and then the two leaders will hold a meeting and decide on what needs to be done next. In fact, the CM also said on Friday night that the situation continues to remain serious across the state. The state has plunged into deeper misery, with hospitals now facing a shortage of oxygen and fuel stations also running dry even in parts of the capital city. NDRF teams combined with defense personnel have rescued around 71,000 people overnight, but more people continue to remain stranded at various locations across the state. Nearly 81,000 people who are displaced and are temporarily camping at more than 1,500 relief camps across the state. The bad news though is that the rain is still to continue as what is being predicted by the Met Department, and strong winds are in the forecast for Kerala. The situation is turning from bad to worse in the state, this even as rescue operations are underway and 13 IAF and 18 army teams are at service. Snehesh, my colleague, joining us from on ground. Snehesh, give us a sense of how the situation is this morning.
Well, the situation continues to be grim. We are right now at the Pangol military station in Trivandrum, where you can see these are people from the 13 Gadwal rifles. They're all decked up, and they are making the preparations for the rescue operation that would be carried out in Chenganur district of Kerala, which is the worst affected. Remember that yesterday the same team had wanted to cross the Pampa river, but they couldn't. But right now they are making a second attempt to ensure that the rescue operation continues. I have with me the CEO of 13 Gadwal Rifles, Yashdeep Sinha, who will give us an overview of the rescue operations being carried out by his unit and the 91 Brigade headquarters, which is in charge of the rescue operations. Colonel, if you could give our viewers the overview of the situation in Kerala.
Well, the situation in the flood started basically from the hills, Munnar and Wayanad district. Initial columns were deployed over there, then the flood water came to the plains area. And as of now, 91 Brigade has got 6 columns deployed. Basically,
6 columns would be about 60 to 70 men in each column.
60 to 70 men in each column. My unit, 13 Gadwal Rifles, I have got 2 columns each which are deployed in district Ernakulam. These 2 are at Eluva and Elur. Then in the area of Kozhencheri, I have got again 2 columns which are deployed. The overall rescue which has been carried out by this unit is about 2,500% plus since 15th of August morning.
So what are the challenges that you're facing, you and your men are facing?
The challenges basically that we faced is that the column in Kozhencheri, the river Pampa is overflowing. We have got modified equipment. Basically, we have modified our equipments for carrying out the rescue. And with the currents of about 15 knot plus in that river, we were finding it very difficult to cross the areas. Also, the areas which were heavily inundated, we had to carry out modifications so that we can go inside and get the people out. Secondly, because of the flood, a lot of trees and all have fallen in, so our boats are getting stuck up in that. We are requiring more number of boats, and the number of people to be rescued is colossal. I have rescued about 2,500, but still there are more people over there whom we are trying to reach out.
I'd like to show the viewers some of these boats. Now, these are modified equipment. These are not the equipment that you'll find, that you'll normally find in any rescue operations. I have with me Major Tarun Rana, who is from the 13 Gadwal Rifles. What are these modified equipment for?
Okay, what happens in any operations, the resources are always limited and the demand is always more. So in that case, we have to improvise and use our innovation to build certain things so that we can increase the amount of relief which is being provided to the civilians. We have made some equipment which we have used in the operations which have been carried out so far, and our troops have made so many beautiful things, like I'll just tell you, with the help of tire tubes and use of planks. These planks are...
So these are tire tubes?
These are normal tire tubes of our vehicles. We carry some...
Of the military vehicles?
Yes, of the military vehicles. What we do, we use these planks. With the help of this, at least about 8 to 9 people can be shifted in this kind of expedients. It can also be used for transportation of various relief stores, for providing water to them. The critical scenario, what happens in a flood relief scenario, is that the water levels go so high that troops are not able to reach to the families. The water level in the present circumstances are to 15 to 20 feet. In that case, the troops can use this as a captive ferry. We put one of the ends tied up with a rope, and we put it, so one of the good swimmers, they go across and
they pull.
They lodge, make a captive ferry. We call it a captive.
How many accommodated in this modified?
Yeah, this particular equipment which has been made right now can accommodate at least 8 feet and equivalent to around 8 persons and around 300 to 400 kg of weight can be carried on this.
Well, the jugaad is the essential element here. This is another example of a jugaad here. Now these are jerry cans, that have been modified and been used by the army to rescue people. I have with me some of the men from the 13 Gadwal Rifles who were involved in rescue operations. Remember that there was a Muthoot hospital in which there were hundreds of patients who were stranded and because of the water logging, and these were the men who went in and rescued the patients and others. सुबह साहब ये बताइए, जब आप रेस्क्यू के लिए गए तो आप कैसे जाते थे और लोग आपके साथ कैसे, मतलब आप लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई कैसे करते थे? ये ऑपरेशन रात को भी चला है, जो कभी चलता नहीं है, यूजुअली रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस रात को नहीं चलते।
मोस्टली जब हम ऑपरेशन एरिया पे पहुंचे, वहाँ पे सिविल पब्लिक का काफ़ी क्राउड हो गया था कि आर्मी यहाँ पे पहुँच चुकी है और वहाँ पे एकदम से क्राउड था। लेकिन जब हम वहाँ पे पहुँचे, हमने अपना टेपिंग करके और सिविल पब्लिक को हमने एक साइड कर दिया। सिविल पब्लिक के बाद जब हम लोग बोटिंग में आगे गए, तो क्योंकि वहाँ पे लाइट का कोई संबंध नहीं था, ना दिख रहा था कुछ, तो जो लोग हमें बुला रहे थे वो सीटियाँ बजाकर हमको आवाज़ दे रहे थे, और जब हम उनकी आवाज़ सुन रहे थे उसी तरफ हम अपनी बोट को लेके गए और हमने वहाँ से छोटे बच्चे और सीढ़ियों से चढ़ के उनको वहाँ से एक्यूएशन किया।
सुबेदार साहब ये बताइए, आप काफी लोगों की जान गई है, 324 से ज्यादा लोग मारे गए हैं इस फ्लड के अंदर। जब आप लोग जाते हैं, आपके लिए भी वही खतरा है?
जी जी,
मैंने पिक्चर्स देखे, वीडियोस देखे जहां आर्मी के लोग जो अपने जान को जोखिम में डाल के करते हैं। ये आप क्यों करते हैं? चाहे वो कश्मीर में हो, चाहे केरला में हो, जहां पे भी कुछ होता है तो आप लोग फ्रंट पे आते हैं, आप लोग रेस्क्यू करते हैं। ये जज्बा क्यों है आपके अंदर?
जी, हम ये कि हम जनता को बचाना चाहते हैं, हम उनके लिए कुछ मतलब कि उनका हेल्प करने के लिए कि हमारी कोई बात नहीं, हमको थोड़ा बहुत प्रैक्टिस मिल जाती है, हमको एक्सपीरियंस रहता है उसका, और हमको अभ्यास कराया जाता है इस चीज़ का, तो हम इसलिए हमको कोई डर नहीं रहता उस चीज़ का, तो इसलिए हम क्या उन लोगों को बचाने के लिए पूरी कोशिश कर लेते हैं। तो चाहे जो हमारे रंग रोटी से, जो हमारी ट्रेनिंग से हमको शुरू से ही इस चीज़ हमको सिखाया जाता है, जो कि हमारे अंदर से डर या खौफ ये जो नॉर्मली ट्रेनिंग हो जाती है हमारे लिए।
There you go. This is the sentiment of the personnel of the Indian Army. They're not worried about their own life, but they're worried about is rescuing the life and saving the life of fellow Indians. Be it the Kashmir flood, be it the Kerala floods, or be it the terrorists operating in various parts of the country and the terrorists trying to infiltrate into India. These are the men who fight at the risk of their own life. So these are the men who are now, embarked these trucks. Now many of the trucks have a lot of equipment inside it for rescue operations. At the same time, they're also carrying essential items with them. What we've been told is that the main thing that they're carrying is water, because while the houses and all had enough rations with them, the drinking water is a main concern, and that is what they are carrying. Back to you.
Right, Sahish, we understand that the army is trying to use very innovative techniques to carry out these rescue operations, and also how difficult it is to perform these operations. Thank you, Sahish, for giving us a sense of, what the army is doing at this point and how the rescue operations will be carried out through the day. But for now, let's also take a quick check of the other details coming in from the state, because the death toll has now gone as high as 385. Take a look.